As you all know, House Republicans voted for a tax reform plan that raises taxes on individuals making less than $75,000 each year in order to pay for trillions of dollars in tax cuts for the richest Americans in this country. Now, this is what House Speaker Paul Ryan wants you to think they accomplished with this vote.
We are about to achieve some really big things. Things that the cynics have scoffed at for years, decades even. Ideas that have been worked on for so long to help hardworking Americans who have been left behind for too long. Today, we are giving the people of this country their money back.
Now, what I think he means when he says they're giving the people of this country their money back, since clearly they're not giving us our money back, is that he is finally providing their largest financial contributors, his donors, with the return on their investment that they expected. Because clearly, if you are donating to a politician, you're expecting to get something back in return for that, right? So since Paul Ryan's donors expected something in return when they contributed to his campaign, they're now not only going to get all of the money they spent donating to him back, but they're going to get even more money than ever before. Now, this is how Paul Ryan reacted when this bill passed.
Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
Now, as you can see there, Paul Ryan had a little extra pep in his step because he's really happy about this. Paul Ryan is a millionaire himself, so this is a tax plan that will personally enrich himself. But not only that, it will enrich other lawmakers, because at the very last minute, Republicans actually snuck in a provision that would encourage reluctant Republicans to finally get on board by not just further enriching their donors, but lawmakers personally. But before I get to that, at the rate this bill is expected to move through Congress, let me just take a moment to update you in the event anything changes after I film this segment.
Now, back to our show.
So there you have it. That's what's new. Now, getting to the original story, CNBC's Lauren Hirsch explains the provision allows for a tax deduction on income made from pass-through entities, like real estate LLCs, including those with few or no employees. It could thus benefit Senator Bob Corker from Tennessee and President Donald Trump, who both have real estate income. According to the website Open Secrets, Trump owns corporations operating as LLCs. Pass-through entities are businesses structured so that profits pass through to their owners before being subject to the corporate tax. The owners then report that profit as their personal income and pay individual tax on it. Such companies can be small businesses, S corporations, or LLCs. With the new language, even companies with no employees can deduct a percentage of pass-through income, thereby lowering the rate they pay. As first reported on by the International Business Times, Corker originally voted against the tax bill, but then supported it after the provision was added. He told International Business Times in an interview he only read a summary of the bill. On Monday, Senator Orrin Hatch, the head of the Senate's Tax Writing Committee, denied the implication in news reports that Republicans added the measure at the last minute to win Corker's vote. Oh, well, of course not. Why would anybody think that, Orrin? I mean, it's not like this brazenly corrupt party would ever do anything and pass legislation that would personally enrich themselves. I mean, why would we expect that? Who would suggest that? It's preposterous. Now, I'm laughing now, but really, the bad news is that this bill does have a high chance of passing because Susan Collins, who is one of the few Republicans besides Bob Corker that gave us hope that this bill wouldn't pass, recently vocalized her support for the bill. And also, CEOs are so confident that this bill is going to pass, as David Dayen of The Intercept reports, they're already pocketing the windfall. So at this point, it's not unreasonable to think this is a foregone conclusion. It's very likely that this bill will pass, and as soon as it passes, Donald Trump will sign it as soon as he possibly can. So this is definitely bad news for the American people because we are being robbed Money is being taken out of our pockets to pay for tax cuts to the richest Americans in the country. It's one of the biggest robberies of the poor in American history. This segment of the Humanist Report was brought to you by 7coffeeroasters.com. They're a minority-owned small business in Seattle, and they specialize in roasting unique and delicious coffee that's not actually roasted until you've placed your order. And the best part is that they actually ship out all orders within 24 hours, so you get your coffee and it still tastes fresh when it arrives. And to boot, they're also a progressive company that pays their workers a living wage and actually cares about the country. So to support them and experience the deliciousness of their coffee, you can check out 7coffeeroasters.com.